Easy. Take her easy. I got you. Take her easy.
All right, creatures of the night. Welcome to episode 202 of Talking Taker, our encyclopedic exploration digging up the career of the greatest professional wrestling character of all time, The Undertaker. My name is Alex Dorio. I want to thank you for joining us for yet another round of Dead Men Talking, and I am joined, as always, by my tag team partner, my wrestling buddy, my fellow creature of the night. He is a true triple threat. He is a podcaster, he is a recording artist, and he is a fully fledged member of the Right to Censor. I am talking about Mr. Travis White. Travis, how fitting is his episode 202. We're going to go back to 2002, here in the year 2022, 20 years ago, to Vengeance 2002, from July of 2002, on July 21st. Sorry, I wish it was July 22nd, but it was July 21st, 2002, to a match that I know you and I both hold in high regard. We're going to revisit here on the podcast because I think it's a match that doesn't quite get the love that it deserves, and we're going to talk about why that is, but it's a special anniversary of it, the 20-year anniversary. We're talking about the main event of Vengeance 2002, featuring our boy, The Undertaker, defending the WWE Undisputed Championship against The Rock and Kurt Angle in arguably one of the all-time best triple threat matches in WWE history.
Oh, certainly. It's definitely up to that point. Like, it's the best, so no doubt about it. But yeah, may have been surpassed by others by now. I don't know, though, man. It's still one of the best.
I think it still holds up.
It still holds up. I'm excited. I haven't watched this match since we covered it. What episode was that when we did this?
This was all the way back on episode 89.
Golly,
we originally
man, yeah.
covered this.
Hadn't even broke 100 yet. Yeah, episode 89. So I haven't watched this since then. So I'm excited to get into this match and check it out again. Such a good one.
Yeah, and you know, now that we're in this sort of the second era of the podcast, we've completed The Undertaker's complete in-ring career. So now we're kind of exploring other angles. We're going in different avenues, looking at some non-pay-per-view matches. But during this time, we also want to revisit some of pay-per-view matches. You know, we're going to hit some of the heavy hitters. Like we did Hell in a Cell from 97. Yeah. We did a watch-along for that. And we're going to do some big ones like that. But I think we want to go back and explore some of our favorites that don't quite get the same love and try to shine a brighter light on those. If you may have forgotten them, and this was a match that we held in high regard, Travis. We both ranked it number 4 in our rankings of the Biker Taker era, top 10 pay-per-view matches of the Biker Taker era. We both had it at number 4 in those rankings, and then we almost had it at the same ranking in our all-time top 20 of the Undertaker matches. You had it at number 20. I had it at number 19. So you and I, we both hold it pretty much in the same regard right there.
Well, I noticed, speaking of that, that's funny because I noticed your comment on Bottom Line Cast about their, I guess, Austin top 5 matches. Not necessarily the best, but just favorites. And the 5 you said were the 5 I was going to say. It's great.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty funny, so yeah.
Yeah, oh, well, I'll bring that up at the end of the show when we do the plugs, too. I was going to ask you your question about that, but you just went ahead and answered it for me. But
we typically have fairly similar taste when it comes to the matches. So.
Well, we'll talk about that later on. But, yeah, this is a crazy, crazy time. I mentioned it a lot when we were going through 2002 on the podcast, and we talked about it. I think 2002 is right up there with just one of the all-time craziest in real life years in WWE history. I mean, 2022 is shaping up to be quite the crazy year as we're recording this a few weeks ahead of the drop date. But 2002 was nuts. There was so much going on with the initial brand split, Stone Cold Steve Austin walking out, the Ruthless Aggression era, so many big debuts with the likes of John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, Batista all coming in and changing things up during that time. And I think that's one of the reasons why this match gets overshadowed, because there is just so much going on from week to week in the company. The company is changing directions, changing storylines from week to week, trying to keep up with this.
Changing names.
changing names. Oh my gosh, yes, they literally changed their name just a few weeks before that. That's why I wore this shirt. I wore the WWF t-shirt here because they had just recently changed over in the month of May to the WWF. But one of the things that was going on that we talked a lot about during our original episode covering this match was The Undertaker. He's the WWE champion. He also had another very famous match during this 1 month period, a couple weeks before this, and that he faced Jeff Hardy on Monday Night Raw in a ladder match for the WWE Championship. And that match, I think for sure during this time period, is the one that everybody remembers and talks about and overshadows what is still a great triple threat match.
Oh, yeah, without question. Yeah, that's, an all-time classic match, and for both guys. And yeah, I think you're right. I think when people think of Taker's title run in 2002, that's the match they think of, more than anything else. Although at the time, this one was highly, highly heralded. Like a lot of people talked about it. But I just think over the last 20 years, it's gotten pushed down, and I don't know why. But 3 Hall of Famers, dude. Just 3 studs, and we'll get into it more here in a minute.
Yeah, no, I mean, and obviously that there was so much emotion, so much great storytelling in that Undertaker Jeff Hardy match.
Yeah,
and everybody remembers all of that. If I were to ask you just right on the spot, Travis, do you remember kind of what the overarching storyline with this triple threat is?
Okay, having not redug into anything, I think that Kurt Angle, quote unquote, beat Taker on SmackDown or something. Did he make him tap but not make him tap or something, or pinned him but didn't pin him? I don't know. Somehow the Rock gets thrown in. I don't remember how the Rock gets thrown in, but I remember Kurt Angle and Taker had something going on. Am I close?
Honestly, you couldn't have described it much better.
Okay, good.
There's this thing going on with Undertaker and Kurt Angle where Taker pins Kurt while he's tapping out to Kurt at the same time. And then The Rock gets thrown in for some reason. Like you just said. That's basically the storyline here. Stone Cold had just walked out, so The Rock came back at King of the Ring, and Vince McMahon declared Rock the number 1 contender. Well, then that thing happened. So just the next SmackDown, after that awesome ladder match with Jeff Hardy on Raw, Taker and Kurt Angle had a banger match on SmackDown. So that same week, 2 awesome matches, and that's when that screwy finish happens. So Vince throws Kurt Angle into this match to make it a triple threat. And
throws Rock in it?
No, it's already Taker versus Rock.
Oh, yeah, that's
and
right.
Vince throws Kurt Angle into it. And spoiler alert, Kurt Angle's basically there to take the pin so that Undertaker doesn't have to lose the title clean. That's basically why he's in this triple threat match. To get the title onto Rock so he can go on and face Brock.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, that's the goal is, oh, crap, we got this awesome guy in Brock Lesnar. We got to get the title. We got to get him to be Rock so it matters more. So, that's what actually happens. So, cool. Well, I wasn't too far off.
No, you weren't. And kind of the big other theme with Undertaker is that he's like a fighting champion during this time. He's a heel. He's big evil, but he's also he's about to transition to babyface pretty soon, right after the night after this match. Actually, he's going to turn babyface officially. But during this time, like you said, he's fighting Jeff Hardy one night, he's fighting Kurt Angle one night, he is doing the respect thing with John Cena during this build up as well. That's also when that happens, when he shakes his hand. And I had totally forgotten this. Undertaker teamed with John Cena the week after that. So the week after John Cena debuted, Undertaker was in a tag team match with John Cena on SmackDown. So he's mentoring that young guy. And then the next week on Raw, he's in a tag team with Brock Lesnar. So they're kind of building up to that Brock Lesnar-Undertaker match, which is still months down the road. It's just so much is happening.
That's crazy, man. It's so much happening that you forget about it, too. It's just nuts to think about. Yeah, what a crazy year that year was. 2002 was wild.
It's like, I could sit here and talk even more about it. I encourage y'all to go listen to our episodes from that year, especially the original episode coming about this, and dies. right around this time,
Shawn
too.
Michaels comes back.
Eric Bischoff
comes back. Oh, man. Yeah, there's 2002 is great. Yeah.
It is. It's a fun year, actually. A fun year to go back and revisit. I'll also plug, we covered Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy. We did a full episode on that. That was our first comeback episode 189. So we did a watch along for that infamous ladder match. If you haven't listened to that, go check that out in the archives. So we'll get to this match in just a second. We are going to do it watch-along style. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but hopefully you realize that by now. We're going to do it watch-along style. So we will pull it up on Peacock and watch through it with our alternate commentary, so give a different take on it. We'll do that in just a minute, but you know how we like to do on these episodes. We like to discuss the latest Undertaker news here in the present day with our Undertaker sightings. And Travis, I got a new sponsor for the Undertaker sightings segment.
Yeah?
Yeah, this segment tonight is going to be sponsored by Sirens, the new album by Travis White. Available now wherever you get your streaming music.
It's true.
Tell us about it.
It is. Oh, man, it was a project I did. 3 ladies that sing with me at church on the worship team. I brought them in. Thought it'd be cool to have female voices on there. So, yeah, added them in. 2 brand new original songs, 2 old songs, and honestly probably got more positive feedback on this one than any other one I've ever done. So it's really humbling, and I'm going to be playing a live show in the middle of July, and I hope to have these 3 girls with me singing these 3 songs. So it'll be fun.
And that'll be at Delta Blues Barbecue?
It will be, which will be on TV. They filmed a TV show there the other week, America's Greatest Restaurants. So it's not just a little small place anymore. It's a big deal. So I'm excited. Yeah.
Very cool.
July 14th, if you're in Bristol, from 6 to 8 p.m., Bristol, Tennessee. Come on, see me. Outside.
So check it out, Sirens. You can find it on Spotify, Apple Music, and on YouTube. You can follow Travis at Travis White Music on Instagram. Go check that out. And thank you for sponsoring the Undertaker Sightings segment on tonight's episode. Big shout out to them. Not a ton of Taker news this month. He's kind of been lying low since the Hall of Fame, but I'd say the biggest news dropping is that Undertaker is going to be the focus of the new season of the WWE biography series on A&E. And that is scheduled to drop on July 10th, the Undertaker's episode on biography. And I'm sure it's going to be great, Travis, but honestly, my first thought on this was like, what are we even going to talk about? Like, after the last ride, what is there to do?
Yeah, I was thinking that too. So, and here's my idea. I think that, I'm thinking too, I'm like, this whole thing with A&E, it's kind of weird to me because they've got the Peacock and they already do their own documentaries and stuff.
Right.
But that's kind of a niche thing, you know? Like, you got to seek that out.
True.
The WWE Network. So, like, A&E, that's for a casual viewer, you know? If people are flipping through after Storage Wars or whatever, you see an advertisement for, I mean, seriously, you got a 55-year-old person sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, I remember the Undertaker. I'll stick one." So, like, it's probably going to be stuff that us Uber fans already know and have already seen 1,000 times or have watched the last ride. But it's probably going to be pretty neat for like a casual fan who hasn't seen Undertaker in 10 years, 15 years, and is flipping through and sees that. So I'm interested to see how they present it because it'll probably be a little more of a fluffy piece for casual fans, but it's going to be cool nonetheless. And literally the day after we recorded June's episode, they announced that he was going to be the headliner. Yeah, they always do that.
Whenever this episode drops, some other news is going to be coming out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So but they're filming. They're doing 694 episodes of the biography.
Something like that.
It's insane. So
we're going to be getting biography on the Goon or something like that.
Let's go. Let's do it. So.
No, I think that's a great point, man. Like, you're right. That's what this is for. It is for the casual fan.
Yeah.
Actually, my boss, we talked about when the first season was airing. I didn't even know she was a wrestling fan, but she had brought up, we're like in a Zoom meeting, just talking about non-work stuff. She was like, "Hey, I watched this biography about Booker T last night. It was really good." And I did double take. I was like, "What?"
Yeah. Did you ask her how many times she watched it?
5 times. But yeah, so that is who that's for. She's not a hardcore fan, but she likes wrestling. Her kid likes wrestling, and
she'll enjoy that.
She watched all of them. I watched the Booker T one actually after she mentioned it, and that's what it is. It's stuff you and I and hardcore fans, we know all that stuff, but it's also produced really well, and it's really entertaining. And some of these stories we could hear over and over, and I'm sure the Taker one's going to be great too. I'm sure there'll be like some new interviews, some new stories in there probably. He's got 30 years worth of stories, so I'm sure there's still plenty we haven't heard yet. And hopefully it'll cover some more of him before he got into WWE too. Hopefully that's kind of, this biography will focus on some of his younger days. I think that would be really fun to hear about. But July 10th is the date on that. I'm sure we will talk about it on our August episode. Give some thoughts on that.
No doubt.
And Travis, you mentioned you listened to a little bit of Mick Foley's new podcast, friend of the show, guy I met a couple weeks ago. Foley is good. Foley is pod. And he had some things to say about The Undertaker on a recent episode.
Yeah, episode 2 was about his introduction as Mankind. So, as you might suspect, a Mick Foley podcast is very long-winded. It's very, it's like a Zack Snyder, Justice League. It's very long. It's a Peter Jackson director's cut of The Hobbit, or Lord of the Rings. But kind of like this explanation is right now. But anyway, it's very long, very Mick Foley-esque. But anyway, he does talk about. He talks about, and we may have mentioned this, or it's probably in one of his books I haven't read. But he talks about how that Mankind mask, he says it was originally meant for, it was an alternate design for Taker's Phantom of the Opera mask.
Oh, cool.
To leave one of his eyes like open or whatever, but then he,
sounds familiar. I feel like
it's in one of his
somebody
books,
has talked about that.
And Conrad's reading like out of his book. But anyway, he talks about that and how then Vince got this idea for this other character. Yeah, anyway. But he talks about how, we've heard all the stories about how Foley was brought in to make Jim Ross cry and make him, basically brought in was not going to do anything with him. Vince hated him, wanted to cover his face up. He was ugly. Right. But, and Foley's like, I kind of knew that I was being brought in. And he's like, they had fed all these big guys to Undertaker, all these big guys. They got King Kong Bundy and even this classic guys like Jimmy Snuka and Gonzalez and all this stuff. But he's like, so I'm brought in. I'm not a big guy, but I just assume I'm being brought in to be squashed, like just to get Taker over again after that WrestleMania match he just had. He's like, so because he debuts night of WrestleMania.
Night after WrestleMania, yep.
Yeah, and he says, I've never asked Mark this. I've never asked him because I don't need to know the answer, but I probably should. He said, but I think that he's the one that said Mankind should go over because he wins that first.
He does.
And he
wins the next one.
And the next one. So, which is very strange booking for, an Undertaker opponent. But obviously it worked out for Mick Foley. But it was just neat to hear him say that he'd never asked Taker. Like, I thought that was interesting. I assumed they had to talk about that in the last 30 years, but nope, just was like, I should probably ask him that. But, yeah, so that was pretty cool. And if that's true, probably is. I mean, it just shows you the businessman that Mick Foley, that Mark Calloway is, and just he saw something. And thank God he did, because Mick Foley had a heck of a career.
And a lot of it intertwined with The Undertaker, for sure.
And it made guys, like a Kevin Owens say, I can get into wrestling. I'm not a body guy, but I can get in there and do something.
True.
And who just may have been WrestleMania this year?
Great point.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure there will be many, 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 many more Taker stories throughout Foley is pod throughout the weeks. I don't know if we'll cover all of them, but I'm sure if some interesting stuff pops up, we'll try to bring that to you as well. So yeah, that's kind of the Undertaker news of the month. We'll see what's going on next month for next month's podcast. But let's go back in the time traveling hearse here to 2002. Vengeance 2002. Again, like I said, this was July 21st, 2002. This was from the Joe Louis Arena, which interestingly, the Joe. This is the same arena where Taker won his very first WWF Championship against Hulk Hogan at Survivor Series 1991. And it all comes full circle because this is the match where he loses his final WWE Championship. He is going to go on to win the World Championship a few times, but the original classic lineage WWE Championship, this is the last night he ever holds it in the same arena as the first night he ever held it. So I think it was not planned that way, but I think that's pretty cool.
Cool piece of trivia. That's pretty neat. Yeah. Who knew? The Joe's a special place.
Very special place. Let me hit you up with a couple other trivia notes, Travis, before we do this here. And we can tell the fans. We'll try to tell you the timestamp. Travis and I had a little confusion here, actually.
I've got I've got 212.31. You've got.
I've actually got 212.34, but we think we're in the exact same place. So what you want to look for is the opening video package for the match. It's going to end, and there's going to be 1 second of just black on the screen before The Rock's music plays and he comes out. So we just both paused it on the black. That's what you want to do wherever the timestamp is for you. I don't know why I have the extended cut over here.
Yeah, you got
I
the
got
3 second Mick Foley cut.
extra seconds here. But
Foley Jackson Snyder cut.
Yeah. So you want somewhere around 212, 30, 31, 32, 34. Yeah. Or you can just listen to us. We'll be fun whether or not you're watching along with us.
Yeah.
But while you're looking for that on Peacock, let me or fast forward through some commercials, whatever you got to do here. Hit you up with a little bit more trivia here, Travis. Let's talk about triple threat matches and The Undertaker. He had 6 triple threat matches on pay-per-view. Care to guess what his record is in those triple threat matches throughout his career on pay-per-view?
2 and 4.
We got a winner.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Wow.
2 and 4. Not a great record in triple threat matches.
2 and 1.
All right, let's go through them. There was Breakdown 1998 in your house with Undertaker versus Kane versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. And so he technically won that with Kane. They double pinned Stone Cold. I counted that as a win.
Yep.
Definitely a forgotten one, No Mercy UK from 1999. He lost to Stone Cold and Triple H. Stone Cold was the winner in that match. No Way Out 2001 was a tag team triple threat tables match, actually.
Yeah, Haku and
well, they weren't in it. No, I think
right.
they interfered in it. But it was
right.
Brothers of Destruction losing to the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian also in that match.
And that's a month before WrestleMania.
Month before
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania.
A tag team tables match a month before WrestleMania.
Has nothing to do with either of their WrestleMania feuds.
Yeah. Oh,
so strange.
Yeah.
Then there's this match, Vengeance 02, where Taker's going to lose to Rock and Kurt Angle. Armageddon 2007. He's going to lose to Edge, who wins the world title there, and Batista is also part of that match. That's where the Edge heads debut.
Yep.
And then his final pay-per-view triple threat match, Survivor Series 2009, where he is going to get his only other win against...
Punk? No.
Nope.
2009.
Jericho. Big Show and Jericho in a triple threat match.
Word, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
God. Yeah.
Yep. And that's the same pay-per-view where Cena faces DX in a triple threat match as well. So weird booking on that night.
Yeah. 2009, not a great year compared to 2002.
You know, not one of my favorites. Not one of my favorites. And these 3 guys, Taker, Angle, and Rock, this was not the first time they were all involved in the same match together. They're also involved in 2 other pay-per-view matches that we covered on the show. Armageddon 2000, they were all 3 participants in that 6-way Hell in a Cell match where Kurt Angle came out on top. And then all 3 guys were involved in the main event of Survivor Series 2001, the winner-take-all 10-man tag match. And Taker and Rock on Team WWF were the winners. Kurt Angle was on the losing side on Team WCW on that night. So this was the 3rd time they'd all been involved in the same match on pay-per-view. So fun facts for you there, Travis.
Wait, Kurt Angle is that Hell in a Cell 6-way. Kurt Angle won, but Taker came out literally on top.
Yes, he did.
Hi-oh.
After he chokeslammed Rikishi.
Sitting on that one for 8 seconds.
And then was never seen again.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, lots of interesting facts. It's hard to believe all those big names. They've only been in 3 matches together on pay-per-view.
Yeah, you know, it was a different time back then. It was a different time. And then, lastly, Travis, before we get into this, I thought we'd just go through the card for this night really quickly and just mention some of the other matches and give some quick thoughts on
this. Is Cena's debut on pay-per-view, isn't it?
This is Cena's pay-per-view debut.
I knew that was something.
WWE, of course, celebrating 20 years of John Cena this month. Rest of this card on Sunday Night Heat, we got Goldust defeating Stevie Richards. What a way to pop the crowd right there.
I mean, that sounds like a match I would love.
I'd love to see it in 2022. Come on.
Dude, both those guys look better now than they did then.
Yeah.
Oh, golly, I would love that match.
Opening the official card, we got the Dudley Boys, Bubba Ray and Spike defeating Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero in a tag team tables match. You couldn't have a pay-per-view back then without a tables match. Jamie Noble with Nydia defeated Billy Kidman for the Cruiserweight Championship. Jeff Hardy defeated William Regal for the European Championship. John Cena defeated Chris Jericho in his pay-per-view debut. Rob Van Dam defeated Brock Lesnar via disqualification.
That's right.
Booker T defeated The Big Show in a no disqualification match. Uh-oh, lost my fingers.
Was that a NWO? It was before the NWO. No? The NWO was dissolving at this point.
I would say, yeah, it's probably some after effects of the NWO.
Remnants of the NWO.
That's right.
Yeah.
The Un-Americans, Christian and Lance Storm, defeated Edge and Hollywood Hulk Hogan for the tag team titles.
That's fun.
Then, of course, we got our main event here. So I counted it up, man. There are, I think, 7 or 8 guys only that are still active through that whole card. Goldust still in AEW. The Dudley Boys, neither of them are still really wrestle. Like does
Bubba, he wrestled. He's on NWA Power this week, I think.
Oh,
he's just talking. He was on the NWA Always Ready show. They just as we record this, it was 2 nights ago. So
I didn't realize he was still doing anything.
He doesn't. He just does sporadic things.
Okay.
Like that.
Chris Benoit and Eddie Guerrero no longer with us. Obviously, Jamie Noble no longer performing. Billy Kidman no longer performing. Jeff Hardy.
As of this recording,
no longer performing for a while.
Yeah.
William Regal no longer performing. John Cena, who knows? Probably not.
Well,
maybe one more match.
This will drop on July 1st. Monday Night Raw this week.
He'll be on Raw.
His comeback. Yeah, we don't know what he's doing.
We don't know what he's doing as we're recording. Jericho, of course, still very active. RVD, semi. I don't know the last time he did anything. Lesnar, he'll be back.
Yeah.
Booker T no longer performing. Big Show, I don't think he's wrestled in like a year.
He's still allegedly an active.
He's still on the roster.
Yeah, but I think he wrestles on Dark or something. I don't know.
Christian's still active. Lance Storm.
Well, Christian works there.
He works there. He hasn't wrestled in a while either. You're right.
Yeah. But yeah, he's an active performer.
Hogan, of course not. Edge, still very active.
No doubt.
And then Taker and Angle both retired. Rock, maybe one more match left in him.
Maybe.
We'll see. So
maybe against the Tribal Chief.
Just thought that was interesting to see how much things have changed in 20 years and who's still hanging around.
I mean, the guys that are still hanging around are Jericho and Christian, who were there 6 years before that.
Yeah.
Like in the Attitude Era. It's like, this is crazy.
And Goldust.
And Goldust, yeah. Even before that, yeah. So, it's just crazy. Those old timers just never go away.
Well, I will stop talking and stop stalling and let us get to this main event here, Travis. Why don't you give us the old countdown like we like to do?
All right, we'll go 3, 2, 1, play. Again, I'm at 2:12:31. You're at 2:12:34. We won't be 3 seconds apart.
No,
if you go 3 seconds, The Rock immediately comes out.
That's right.
We'll be way off. So, yeah, get your little play button ready. We'll go 3, 2, 1, play, and go on play. All right, and 3, 2, 1, play.
Here we go.
Coming out of black, we got a big V, big Vis.
Big Daddy V.
Big red V over there.
One of our favorites. Big Daddy V.
Yeah. Oh, man.
So, yeah, one of the things I remember, I re-listened to our episode earlier today, our original episode. We talked about these guys kind of having really quick entrances, and it's almost like the timing for the show is kind of messed up here. So I don't know exactly what the deal is, but they don't mess around with these entrances.
Probably was the Hogan entrance.
You think?
I don't know. Maybe the Hogan entrance went long.
Certainly possible.
Who knows? Yeah. Man, Rock he's in great shape there, but he's in even better shape 20 years later now. Like his arms look tiny there compared to the man he looks now. Just golly, it's just crazy to think how much better these guys taking better care of themselves 20 years later. Like Austin looked awesome at Mania. Yeah.
When you don't wrestle for 20 years, your body can heal up a little bit.
Yeah. Here comes Kurt. Golly, it's quick, man. Quick draw.
What's your time? What's your timestamp?
I am at 2:13:44.
2:13:44.
Which means you're at 47. I'm at 48, 49.
Okay, I think I'm good.
50.
My internet's all wonky tonight.
Got the thing shooting all behind him. Is that where you're at?
Yep, American Bald Angle. That's a good sign. So he's just recently shaved his head right here.
Yeah, it would have been at Backlash in April.
Yep.
So just a couple months before the
got
hair.
Freshly shaved.
He's just talking smack there. You got Angle bouncing on the outside? Oh,
yep.
Here comes Taker. Must be.
Dead man walking. I think he's still got Limp Bizkit here. I don't have. Let me turn my volume up. Of course, that may not be that on the network.
Yeah. Is he the hardcore champion? No, I'm just kidding. He's the world champion. Boom, boom.
So he's got the "You Done It Now" song, but I don't know if it had officially changed over to that at this point.
I don't know when it changed. Coming down real slow. Short entrance
Short rampway.
Yeah. Man, yeah, that's the last time we'll see him with an actual WWE lineage championship. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
20 years, man.
Only just, 7 world titles.
It just goes to show you how much he's so over he doesn't need it. People talk about at Mania that's one of the main events is his match.
That's right.
So, I don't know of any other character that has that.
I'll never forget how many title reigns he has because you sing about it every week, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
7 world titles, 1 hardcore, and 7 tags with 4 different guys. Never forget.
Oh.
So we're not gonna have any championship style ring introductions here. The Fink is gone. We're just gonna get into the action. Taker's gonna hand the title to old Hebby.
Hebby Knezer.
Show it off to everybody.
Taker's back to the camera. Never had happened today.
Well, you got 3 guys in there, man. Somebody's got to do it. I'd say the color of the day is red. Taker's got red on his pants. Rock's got red on his. Angle's, of course, got red. Taker's hair is bright red.
I mean,
fresh dye job.
Yes, booger red. Pointing at Rock.
They're talking trash, and Kurt Angle's like, "What about me, guys? What about me?"
Yeah, this is when Angle's at his best, man. Yeah.
Hey guys, you're forgetting about me over here, Olympic gold medalist over here.
Getting ticked off, and he's like, "What are you doing? I'm in this match too." Pushes both of them.
Oh no.
Oh. I'm Kurt Angle. I watched him mouth. I'm Kurt Angle.
Be careful what you wish for, buddy.
Yeah. Stop
Great opening. Best. Yeah. Taker and Rock team up against Angle here. Taker and Angle both heels. Like we've talked about, Taker is basically a tweener. Might as well be.
Right.
But Rock's a baby face. Oh, what a bump by Kurt Angle.
Over the top rope.
Just 3 guys at their absolute peak right here, man. Come on.
Ooh.
3 of the best at their absolute peak.
Rock sells so well. Some people say it's too much. I think it's great. I love his selling.
And Rock, he's coming in. He's basically been off for like a year. Or I guess like 6 months or so, He
was at Mania.
You're right. What am I talking
Hogan.
about? Yeah, it wasn't that long.
Then he dipped off to go film something and came
I'm
back
thinking
early.
about 2003. Yeah.
Yeah, came back early to because Austin walked away.
You're right.
And I don't think he was supposed to come back. And they, in case of emergency, break glass. And he came in to put over Lesnar. I love that Angle just got knocked
off again. Taker out. Perfect 10 landing as per usual.
Ooh. Taker with knees.
Big Mick Foley bump over the stairs right there. And Rock tosses Kurt Angle in. These guys never had a bad match against each other.
No, never. Oh, I love that. Oh, German suplex on the Rock.
Oh, God. I can't get over how good Kurt Angle looks.
He's so good, man. He's one of the best.
I mean, because he was, so much of his career, he was so injured and, on drugs or whatever, and painkillers or whatever. And he was still great, even amongst all of those other things. But gosh, just looking at him here, sort of, he's still fresh, he's still young, just in peak physical condition, and just bumping, like moving around like crazy. Oh my gosh.
2001, 2002, 2003. Those 3 years of Kurt Angle are probably his best. I know he says he had his literal best matches in TNA. Nobody saw him, but he feels that his actual best matches were there. I just say that 2001 to early 03 Kurt Angle was just the best. He's nobody could take him in the ring, man. He's just the best.
And he's just a natural.
Only been in it for, at this point, 3 years.
One thing we often talk about in this podcast is like guys in WWF or WWE, like we might not have even realized that they'd been veterans for like 10 or 15 years when they've been in WWE for a couple of years. Kurt Angle's literally been wrestling for 3 years.
3 years
at this point, and he's like already a top 10 worker. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's got main event Mania next year. It's crazy. Oh, 2 belly-to-belly suplexes, and then he's going all nuts.
And where's Taker? Take a little breather.
Taker took a breather, broke his knees on the outside. So
sort of like a modern-day triple threat match where one guy takes a big bump, and he's going to take a little breather on the outside.
Maybe Earl just about slid out the ring when he tried to count that pinfall. What if he did? Just count on the apron.
I think he's done that before. I think I've seen him do that.
Angle and Rock rolling out.
One funny thing about this match that I remembered from earlier is that King and JR, who's that gym teacher over there?
Get the F out t-shirt.
Get the F out t-shirt and shorts.
White K-Swiss.
He was not a cameraman. He's just hanging out in front of the guard. That guy's not a security guard either. I don't know what he's doing. VIP section in front of the guard.
The good seats.
That's not what I meant to be talking about. But
Taker's busted open.
He is. He's got a little cut on his forehead. JR and King are on commentary here, even though they're the Raw commentators, because they had. So originally, the first few pay-per-views of the brand split, they commentated the entire shows, even though Taz and Cole were SmackDown commentators. But on this show, Taz and Cole got to call the first half of the pay-per-view, while JR and King called the second half, which was this weird thing.
It's not that hard to figure out.
No.
Just go with the matches you represent.
No.
Why would they do that?
Who is this guy?
Who is that guy?
I can't get over him. Is that Marty Applebaum over there?
Marty Applebaum. He's retired since the Royal Albert Hall, and he's just there to just
I never noticed that guy before.
Foreman. Taker's just talking smack to Rock. We're not even talking about this.
No.
Marty Applebaum is distracting.
I do notice something else on Taker, though, as Rock does get that comeback.
I know what it is.
You know what it is?
I know what it is. The Carabiner?
Yeah, I saw Carabiner.
Turco's favorite? Yeah.
Turco's Carabiner. We got to talk about him in just a little while, too.
Oh, Rock barely got his
shoulder up. Pinfall on Taker.
Kurt
Angle knocked down off the apron again. He can't get back in the ring.
Ooh, Rock's trying to choke slam.
Choke slam! Not a rock bottom. That was a choke slam from The Rock, stealing his move right there. And that was a staple of this time period, man. Guys stealing each other's big moves and finishers.
Oh, man, I was just very confused.
Well, Kurt Angle breaking up the pin?
No, there was a woman in the crowd clapping, or it was her head, but there was a guy behind her clapping over her head, and his arms were big and her head was tiny, and it was like an optical illusion. I can't even. I'll have to go back there after this match and watch it again.
Freeze frame that. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we go. A replay
of that choke slam. Wow, man. And that's crazy. I don't think Rock had ever done a choke slam before that. Probably never did one since then.
Here he goes. Oh,
Rock,
with the ankle lock.
With the ankle lock. Dude, he's got his special meter pumping, and he is stealing everybody's specials.
Oh, Angle with a rock bottom.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Yeah, here we go. Ooh.
Taker breaks up that pin. Big old leg drop.
Oomph off the ropes.
That's what we're talking about with this match, dude. It is all action.
Yeah.
It is non-stop. It reminds me at least of that Final Four match that we did the watch along for a few months ago. Just non-stop action.
Oh yeah, no doubt. That's good, and it's just crazy to see that with such like a big guy like Taker, man. Oh, here we go. Angle trying to hit his own move. Not gonna happen.
Oh no,
Oh.
the Deadman.
Whoop,
Deadman
boom.
Olympic Slam.
Olympic Slam.
Love
to
it, dude. Picture
the American
perfect.
Hero. Pulls the arm in.
Does the
1, 2.
cover.
Rock breaks it up.
Hey,
Oh,
didn't hook the leg either.
no. Didn't.
Sloppy cover there from Taker. Come on, you're better than that.
Come on.
And
Oh.
Kurt Angle's going to take a little breather.
Trading. Oh, Irish whip reverse. Ooh, Taker with a big, ugly elbow. Rock kips up
Woo.
like he's Shawn Michaels. Boom. Angle.
Can't stay in the ring. Spine on the pine.
Who's that guy on the outside?
I can't get over. Yeah, dude, Rock is in phenomenal shape here, but
Yeah.
just not even close to what he looks like now.
I know. It's
You see the
crazy.
Black Adam trailer?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can't wait.
China's in the crowd, too.
Oh, that. Never mind. That woman was a woman with big arms. Never mind. I stand corrected. I
It's
don't know if I'm
China.
going to get in trouble for that.
Kurt Angle.
I don't even know what's happening right now there.
Oh, I love talking about the crowd on these shows. That's what we come here for. Not
Yeah.
even for the match, it's for the crowd.
What is on Taker's head? Just like a zit that blew up or something? I mean, it's just a
Tiny little
small
scratch.
blood
He,
spot.
he didn't blade or anything. No,
No,
for sure.
no. It's not intentional.
Taker's looking very master of pain
Portly?
here.
Oh.
With that hair,
Yeah.
short and really, really orange.
Yeah, it's real orange. Baby Earl's not liking this. Now,
Of course, he's got to
were
get
they-
involved.
Right. Now, were they quite as, no disqualification? Like, now it's like, oh, triple threats, there's no rules. Like, were they as big into that 20 years ago? I don't remember.
I think so. I think it's technically a no DQ match.
Oh.
But
Ref intimidation.
yeah, always, man, he's going to hit the signatures. And Taker
Let
going
me
to
guess.
the corner.
Oh,
Stinger
I thought he was
splash.
going for a boot and going to crotch himself.
Nah, yeah. We might see that in a little bit.
Thought he was going for it. Instead, he went for a clothesline and got it. Biker Taker. I can't read that sign. It's a Biker Taker something.
Something. Kurt Angle with a reversal.
Oh,
big
that's
shoulder
something.
into the post.
You only saw in like main event matches back then. Now it's almost every match on Raw or SmackDown. They do a shoulder post thing.
Yep.
But back then it was special. It meant something.
And Taker is taking over, man. He's in control here. Rock
Yep.
is laying out. Kurt Angle is hurting. So Taker's going to go to the outside here. Ooh.
Oh, Taker with some soup bones.
So Bones.
Feeding and this lunch lady's telling everybody to sit down right there.
Get out of the way.
I don't know what's happening.
Travis, where were you and I in 2002?
We had just Rock with the clear Sierra, the Pepsi Clear Mist. Oh my, that's wild. Where did he get that from?
I don't know. He got it from the announce table. He stole
Yeah.
it from the King.
That's great.
And you know
In
he
2000
just made that up too.
Oh yeah, that wasn't planned.
No, not at all.
July of 2002, we just come out of what 10th grade?
Sophomore year, Softs McGee.
Yeah, Softs McGee, MMIV baby. We were getting ready to go into our junior year.
Yep.
Hardest year of high school.
Getting our driver's licenses, just
yeah,
recently.
We just got it. Yep.
Yep.
And I would have been not watching this because I never watch pay-per-views.
Yeah, right.
Why are so many adult men standing around in merch T-shirts?
That guy's a security guard.
I mean, like on the other side, like up the aisle. There's just so many dudes in like shirts off the merch table.
The Tommy Dreamer shirt, just the standard pay-per-view
During
shirt.
this era, was this 2002 or 03 when he was feuding with Tommy Dreamer?
It was 02. It was
02,
around the
yeah.
same time. This
Yeah,
title
he'd
reign.
been on Raw.
Yeah.
Apron leg drop to Angle, who sells it like $1 million.
And Angle is busted open. Ooh, dripping
Ooh,
blood, man.
Drippy
oh my gosh.
canoe. What is happening? What happened to him?
I
I
think.
think it's his nose or something.
Ooh, nasty looking.
I don't know what that is. Ugh. Yeah, what's that? Nowadays, you stop the match.
Referee
Put
to
black
have
gloves on.
Gloves on. Yep, exactly. Not here. Not the ruthless aggression era.
Not 20 years ago.
No. Taker, of course, had some bangers with Kurt Angle, and would have one later on in 2006. Just an all-time classic. Might have to revisit that one day.
Should have been a WrestleMania match.
Old school.
Going Going old school.
Is he going to hit it this time?
Ooh,
Does it a little differently. Yeah, it doesn't do the
Superman
arm
punch.
Yeah, I did a Superman punch there. A little something different. And I kind of like that because Angle's bleeding. So a little psychology there. He's going to bust him up even more instead of go after the arm or the shoulder. That was nice. Yep. I didn't remember that part.
No. Ooh, Rock with a little mockery, revving the bike.
Rev the bike up.
Rock is so good. Golly. He's so good. One of my favorite DDTs.
Imagine how good he would have been if he was full time. Like,
I know.
I mean, more power to him that he's the biggest movie star in the world. But
yeah.
Imagine this is a great wrestler, and he was only part time for most of his career. Like, just imagine, man, unreal.
And he skyrocketed. I mean, you think about it.
Of course.
We talk about there's 20 years of seeing that. The Miz has been there for 15.
Yeah, getting close.
And Rock was there as a full time wrestler 5.5.
That's it.
That's it. Austin. 7 years.
Yeah, something like that.
It's just crazy.
A lot of that time he was out too.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle continues to be the punching bag of this match.
Ping ponging in between.
So good.
Rock going for rock bottom. Taker says, eat my elbow.
Not today. He's gonna get his choke slam. Oh no, he's not. Yep. Death Valley shot. Oh, Baby Earl goes down. Of course, he's got to be involved in the story here. Maybe it's not DQ. No DQ.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because Earl's holding his ankle and Kurt Angle with a CTE shot to the skull.
I mean,
Earl Hebner's doing the hokey pokey, man.
You know, he's give him his sweet chin music.
Earl Hebner couldn't get his leg above his waist if he had $1,000 on the line.
Well, he can sell you some T-shirts, though. For $1,000. All 3 men are down. Angle is struggling to crawl over to the Undertaker now. Angle did that thing so well.
2 3/4.
The last milli. He's gonna roll over to pin the Rock now, I believe.
Smart. Just Rock's down 2. Yeah. Try and get that pinfall on anybody.
With the leg. 1, 2. Oh, Rock kicks out.
Not this time.
Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it.
Some great near falls. And I mean, you really don't know who's going to win this match back at this time.
No. And you want to.
It's not obvious. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's like Taker's having a heck of a run, but who else is he going to go with? Rock's the Rock, so why not? And Angle's always good to put the title on. So
exactly.
And it's always good to have a title on a heel and have a babyface chase it, too. That's right. You know. Ooh.
Dragon screw from the Rock.
Into the worst sharpshooter.
I believe you call it the slop shooter.
The slop shooter, yep. The slop shooter from the Rock.
The bottom line guys always bring that up anytime they talk about the Rock on the show.
I mean, he crosses the ankles the wrong way.
Yep.
Consistently. Taker just booted him off, said, not today. If you're going to do it right.
Oh, last ride time. Rocky goes up.
And
wedgie.
Underwear go up. Oh,
down he goes.
Whew.
Hooks the shoulder, but not the leg.
Nope.
Woo.
Ankle. Ooh, with an ankle lock.
Yeah, pulled Taker off the pin right into the ankle lock. Really nicely done there. He's wrenching it. Oh, man.
Guy with the "You Suck" shirt is chanting, getting excited.
But Taker, well, I will say it's interesting here because we did see him sort of tap out a few weeks ago, which he had never, ever done before. So, yeah, the question's on. Is he going to do it again here?
Right. Typically, you'd be like, oh, this is a spot we're never going to care about. But, yeah, because they built that in the storyline, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Rolled Angle off, going for a last ride.
Back on his feet, last ride time. Up he goes.
Oh!
Kurt's kind of sort of got like a triangle locked in here.
Pulling him in.
It's not quite. Not real pretty. Oh, yeah, he's got the arm through there. Okay. Yep. Got a triangle chokehold, which we'd see Taker do. Sort of.
Oh, Taker switches it into a chokehold.
Into
Angle's
a pin.
Shoulders are down.
Now he's pinning Angle.
And he's still pinning him, but okay.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Earl Hebner, count the pin. Undertaker should have won.
Ooh, tiny.
We got the Joe Louis Arena screw job right here.
Yeah. Oh! Angle's rolling it over into a something. almost. I don't know
Some
what
sort
that
of
is.
MMA submission right here.
Yeah.
A head vice with his legs, sort of modified doohickey pretzel lock.
Yeah. Modified doohickey pretzel.
And the 3 arms were gonna go down, but no, Rock interrupts it before the 3rd arm goes down. I always do that with my baby girl when she's milk drunk and about to fall asleep. I always just lift the arm up, 1, 2, 3, see if she's ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things to do.
If it drops 3 times, she's out.
She's out. It always drops 3 times. Angle with ankle lock. Again,
On Rock.
man, just a hot finish right here.
Ooh.
Roll up.
Rock rolls him up. Oh.
That didn't do it. Nope. Angle kicked out.
So many just good near falls.
So many near falls, and you got the pins, you got the submissions.
That
Angle
was a perfect spot.
runs into a choke slam. Down he goes. Taker's tired. He couldn't quite get him all the way up.
Oh, rock bottom
Rock
to
bottom.
the Undertaker. Rock is.
Taker kind of rolled a little bit, so he was able to get away. Ooh. So Taker got his shoulder up, but he also grabbed Earl Hebner with the same arm to stop the count there. Really nice touch.
Yep. Everybody's down.
Everybody's down. Everybody's out.
Everybody's down. Rock slowly getting up. This is the part where you just sell it, let it go, let the crowd get up. Oh, Angle rolling up. Rocky, 1, 2. What was Rock doing? Ooh, Bootski. Angle with another angle slam.
One move after another.
It really is. That's what I'm talking about.
The straps are down. Oh, yeah.
He's crazy.
It's business time.
Yep. Up, rock bottom, 2 Angle.
He's got him.
1,
2,
2, 3.
Oh, and Taker is a half a second short trying to push Angle off.
Yeah.
And The Rock's going to win his 7th WWE Championship, a record at that time.
Oh, wow. And then he wins it, one more time after this?
Yes. I think it's interesting, too, because Stone Cold had the record before that, and he had just walked out. So Rock kind of takes that over from him.
That's probably what this was about.
Probably intentional.
Probably all this was about.
But, like I said, they throw Kurt Angle into the match there, so Undertaker doesn't get pinned, even though he loses the title there. Yeah. So protecting the Undertaker. And The Rock's going to get the belt just in order to lose it to Brock Lesnar and make him a star at SummerSlam next month. But
who's Taker fight at SummerSlam? Is that Test?
Well, yes, he's going to go from a world title program right into facing Test the next month.
Apparently he failed this test because he's going to fight Test.
Rock, of course, showing respect to both these guys after this war. He's selling the battle that he was in, giving respectful nods to Taker as Taker rolls out. Gets his hand raised. The Rock with that beautiful Undisputed Championship. I love that title. One of my favorites.
Yeah, me too. I love it. I do like it. Look at all the signs.
Probably the greatest moment in The Rock's professional career. It's all been downhill after this.
After this?
For Dwayne Johnson, yeah. He's never had a moment of success past this, right?
Nah. Yeah, never. He won't amount to anything after this.
Probably not.
It's probably the end of the line for him.
Let's get some replays.
Let's see that in the instant replay.
Angle slam. Kurt
Getting
Angle.
Ready to hit. Oh, rock bottom. Here we go. Taker selling on there. 1, 2. And I do love that. Taker didn't sell like he was out the whole time. He actually tried to break it up, He doesn't lose any steam with that.
Yeah, excellent timing. 3 absolute professionals at their peak here. That's what you get with this match. Highly, highly encourage everybody out there to go check this out. Please tell us who this Marty Applebaum guy is over on the side of the ring in his gym shorts. I'd love to know.
Up next, Vengeance 03 on my Peacock with Taker punching at me right now.
Oh, yes. Defeating John Cena on that night.
Oh, John Cena.
John Cena.
All right.
Another movie star. Well, what'd you think, man? What'd you think watching it back?
I thought it was great. It was man, it's good as I remembered. Maybe better. It's fantastic. I love it. It's just very high energy, man. It's nothing. I don't know what else to say about it. It's great. Just
All action
packed.
all the
Yeah.
way through. Yeah, absolutely
With
entertaining.
psychology.
It does.
It's not.
Definitely
It's
has.
not. It's not all action like a spot fest that's just
No.
out there where guys not selling. That match had psychology in it. They got the one guy out of the ring. They went with the leg, the ankle lock, because Taker had already tapped out in it before. They went for quick pinfalls, hit each other's finishers, try to use something different. It's got psychology. There's too many matches nowadays that are high energy and don't mean a hill of beans.
You could tell all three of these guys know how to work with each other.
Yeah.
They all know their characters really well, and they're all able to bring all of that to the table there. And that's what makes part of that match so good.
Yeah.
I mentioned Taker not losing the title clean there, and it made me wonder, did Taker ever lose a world title clean? And so I had to go back and think about it. His first title reign, he loses to Hulk Hogan in kind of screwy fashion at that Tuesday in Texas, with some interference in there. And then he loses the title in 1997 to Bret Hart because of Shawn Michaels hitting him in the head with a chair. So screwy fashion there. 99, he loses in Fully Loaded 99 to Stone Cold Steve Austin with X-Pac runs in and hits Taker with a chair, and it's a first blood finish. So he doesn't get pinned here at Vengeance 02. So that's those 4 WWF Championship reigns. World titles, he lost the first one via a Money in the Bank cash-in from Edge. So sort of a cheap win for Edge. Loses to Edge in that triple threat match that I just talked about. He wasn't champion there. No, sorry. He lost to Edge at One Night Stand 2008 in a TLC match when all of La Familia interferes in that match. And then he lost the title to Chris Jericho in the Elimination Chamber when Shawn Michaels pops through the floor of the Elimination Chamber. So, yeah, all 7 world title reigns ended in screwy fashion. He never lost the title really clean.
That's pretty cool.
It was kind of interesting.
Another thing I noticed is he's only lost the title to the same man once, and that was Edge. Everybody else he lost it to a different person. Edge is the only one who's defeated Undertaker for a title twice. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
What a cool feather in Edge's cap.
Absolutely, man.
But yeah, that's cool, interesting. I mean, we didn't touch on that before, but Taker never lost the world title in a clean fashion.
He might not have ever lost the tag titles clean. I don't remember. I have to go back and I didn't go through all those. But
hardcore titles never clean.
No, of course not. No. Well, I did. We brought up Randy Turco, and we tried, full disclosure, to have him on the show tonight, but had some scheduling conflicts and couldn't quite get him on. But he was there. He was there 20 years ago at Vengeance 2002, and I asked him to record some memories for us. So he actually sent us an audio clip. We usually read fans' Twitter comments and things like that here on the show, but thought it'd be fun, since he couldn't quite join us on the show, to at least do his audio memories. So I'm going to play that for us, and then we will come back and close out the show after that. So we'll get a live perspective from our man on the scene, time-traveling reporter, Randy Turco. Let's start with that.
Hey everyone, this is Randy Turco, friend of the show, Randy Turco. And I was at Vengeance 2002 live. Unfortunately, I'm not live there tonight. I have sans internet after a landscaper decided to use their Caterpillar like Stone Cold Steve Austin in a Zamboni, and they ran over my internet line. So I have no internet. Alex and Travis asked me to kind of give my memories of Vengeance 02, and they said, hey man, if you can't do internet, do voice memo. So here I am, and this was July of 02. So I'm on summer break from the University of Minnesota. I'm back at home with good old mom and dad in Michigan. Had tickets way in advance, knew I wanted to go to this. I had been to 0 pay-per-views in 21 years of being alive, and 16 or 15 of which I was a wrestling fan. No pay-per-views. I wanted to end this anti-Undertaker streak I had going on, and I ended it in pretty good fashion in 2002. I went to 3 in 6 months. It's just the way that it worked out. I went to No Way Out in February in Milwaukee. It was a college road trip. I think it's 4 hours from our campus that we were going to college at. And then the next month was my spring break, WrestleMania 18. Again, back at home in Detroit, 4-hour drive, you're at WrestleMania. So even though No Way Out wasn't really a Big Four pay-per-view, it was the return of the NWO. It was Hulk Hogan coming back to the WWF after 9 years. So, with that and WrestleMania 18, that's a pretty high watermark. And Vengeance, I didn't know if it was going to live up to that. Going to 3 pay-per-views in 6 months, this one might be a sad trombone in Detroit. But I had tickets anyway. I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. I knew I had to get to this show. And really, I know it's not a Big Four, but Vengeance kind of ended up being the little pay-per-view that could. It was a little better than it should have been. Obviously, I'm biased. Taker was on top as the champion. Brock and RVD had a good undercard match. Young Brock, nonetheless. Benefit of hindsight, John Cena debuted. He had his pay-per-view debut, and he beats Chris Jericho, and that's kind of cool to look back on now that I was there for that. And that Triple H segment where he decides which show he wants to go to, Raw or SmackDown, was way more entertaining than it had any right to be. And again, I had tickets way in advance, so I think 2 weeks before the show, Eric Bischoff, hell freezes over and Bischoff walks out on Raw and debuts as the GM for Raw. And then 3 days after that, Vince announces Stephanie McMahon is coming back as the GM of SmackDown. And during that time, my crush on Stephanie McMahon is in full song. So I brought my Slap Me Steph sign that I made for No Way Out in Milwaukee. I brought it all the way to Detroit for Vengeance, just trying to get some sort of physical contact with the $1 billion princess, although it did not work. And then at the show, in the middle of the actual segment itself, Shawn Michaels makes a surprise appearance at the show. And I don't remember that being announced, or I don't remember the course of the storyline figuring like, oh yeah, and then HBK is going to come out, of course. So that was kind of a surprise, and I would probably say that was the biggest pop of the night that I could remember. He comes out, he gets to do his pose on the ramp, full pyro, and nobody expected him to be there, so the place kind of became unglued for HBK at the time. And a little insight here, I was there live, and his microphone did cut out a little bit, Triple H's microphone, when he made that decision to go to Raw with Shawn Michaels, and he told Stephanie very clearly, for anybody that's in the arena, suck it, Steph. The microphone cut out a little bit, so it was kind of like, it's Steph, but you knew what he said. And I don't know why, back in '02, but I've got the DVD, and definitely on Peacock, they have now overdubbed it to Sorry, Steph. Peacock I get. I don't know why the DVD, I don't know why they felt the need to fix it, but it is now Sorry, Steph, and I'm here to tell you, definitely suck it, Steph, if you were there live. DX, suck it, okay. The only downer for me on the show was knowing that the end goal was Rock and Brock for SummerSlam. So you knew Taker, going in, had to get the strap off of him, got to get it on Brock eventually at SummerSlam, so you got to get it on The Rock now. And I actually, my buddies were all on board for buying tickets. I was actually like, do I want to buy tickets to watch The Undertaker take an L in the main event? Do I want that? Do I want to watch him lose the world title? And so they had to talk me into it. And thankfully they did, because I think that was one of the greatest triple threat matches ever. And it feels like, to me, I'll never know, it was almost thrown together. Like, well, Undertaker and Rock just went at it at No Way Out in Milwaukee 5 months prior, 4 months prior. Let's throw Kurt Angle in there. And then it also gives a reason that, Taker drops the belt and there's 3 people involved. So I'm so glad I went, because it ended up being one of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. I often tell people it's the greatest 3-way that was ever on pay-per-view Channel 95. Can't vouch for pay-per-view Channel 99, but definitely the greatest 3-way I've ever seen on pay-per-view Channel 95. And I still have I'll send the pictures along, still got my July 2002 program. I still have the little piece of paper with the card on it, my ticket stub. I don't have anything Brock, so when I met Brock Lesnar at the Mall of America a few years later, I had him sign his photo in the bottom corner on the back of my DVD for Vengeance. It was kind of weird to give him. I kind of gave it to him, and he's like, what? You want me to sign this? And I'm like, he's like the size of the proof of purchase, like UPC code. He's not very big, but that's all I had for Brock, so he signed it for me. And I think I bought my Big Red Evil Devil shirt that day, because that's the shirt that Taker wears in the build-up for that match and down to the ring that night. So I think I bought that at that show. So still got all my stuff. I'm famous for pack ratting all this useless crap that my son's going to throw away sometime when I'm dead. So those are all my memories, though, of Vengeance 02. It was a wonderful show. I'm so glad I went. And thanks, Alex and Travis, for taking my voice memo. I'm now going to get in my car, and I'm going to Fred Flintstone it down the street where there's better cell phone reception, so hopefully I can send it to you. That's my dedication to Talking Taker and all the creatures of the night out there. Alex and Travis, you owe me gas money. Take her easy.
All right, how about that, dude? Pokey's Little Dog, live on the scene at Vengeance 2002. That's pretty cool.
Yep, thanks, brother. We appreciate it, man. I always like to ask, say if you were there, let us know what you think, and we appreciate you being there and letting us know what you think.
Yeah, man. And so any other listeners out there, if we're doing some of these other watch-alongs, if you'd like to record some memories of that show, if you were there in person, we'd love to hear about it. So, of course, be sure to follow us at Talking Taker on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram for all the latest updates and news, not just about the podcast, but, of course, about the dead man, the Undertaker himself. We may not have podcasts out every week, but we still post regularly on all our social media channels. I encourage you to go back through the archives here, whether you have listened to them all before or whether you're a new listener, whether there's some that you missed. Go back and listen. Check out our monthly episodes that we've been doing for the past year. Go back and listen to these episodes from 2002. You might do what I do. I went back and listened to Vengeance 02. Then I started listening to SummerSlam 02.
There you go.
Man, because I forgot all this stuff, and sometimes it's fun to just relive it in there. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a mark for myself. I like listening to my own podcast. So hope you all listen out there will do the same thing.
I listen immediately when it comes out, or
me too.
Listen the day of, the next day, yeah.
And don't forget, you don't have to just listen to it. You can watch us on YouTube. I encourage you to go subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can watch us watching it along while you watch along, if you want to do it like that. We've also got Twitch. Some other YouTube content. You can go watch a YouTube video that has our top 10 Biker Taker matches of this era. We said this was number 4 for us. Find out what the other matches in both of our top 10s were. Also got some Undertaker action figure unboxings on that channel. And on our Instagram account, I did this a couple weeks ago. I'd like to do it again. I did a little Instagram Live with Steven Zeman from the Collecting Deadman podcast a few weeks ago. Did some figure unboxing, just did some conversation with Steven about what's going on with him and about his podcast. I'd like to do some more of that. So if anybody out there would like to join me on that on our Instagram Live account, let me know. Maybe we'll try to set something up, try to do something fun like that once a month. Just trying to do some other things here when the podcast, when we don't record quite as regularly. I encourage all y'all to go listen to Collecting Deadman. I've talked with him about going back on the show here in the next few weeks, so there may be a new episode of me joining him on the show. Want to shout out Watch Along Tommy from Watch Along Wrestling as well. He has posted his live vlogs from his WrestleMania weekend experience. So There's, I think, 5 or 6 of those on his YouTube channel. So you can see him and his wife experiencing WrestleMania in Dallas. Some fun live on-the-scene stuff from there. And then, you mentioned it earlier, Travis, the Bottom Line Wrestling Podcast, our buddies, our brother podcast, Mike and JV, they have pretty much finished Austin's career, so they're doing some fun, different things in there. They actually did a review of the Condemned movie a few weeks ago, which is a very fun episode to listen to. And then they discussed they're going to do their top 5 Austin pay-per-view matches here. It will probably have already dropped by the time this drops. But I posted mine. And I said, just off the top of my head, off the dome, I mentioned Austin and Rock, both WrestleMania 17 and WrestleMania 19. Austin and Bret Hart from WrestleMania 13. And what was my 5th one? I had another.
Dude Love.
Yeah, I said that one, but what was the other one? I can't remember what my number 5 was. Yeah, my number 1 was Austin and Dude Love from Over the Edge, 1998.
No, it was both WrestleMania. The second 2 WrestleManias with Rock, Dude Love, SummerSlam with Angle, and then
SummerSlam with Angle.
WrestleMania with Bret.
Yeah. So, I mean, can you pick 5 better than that?
No, like I mean, I those 4 out of 5 of those are on top of my head. The Dude Love one, I know you love so much, and I grew to love
I really
it
do.
because you introduced me to that, and then just really, the more we talked about it when we were kids, the more I was like, oh, this is a great match. But I may not have thought of that one immediately, but once I was like, yeah. But like, I mean, Survivor Series '96 with Brett too is just stupid.
That's
good.
a great choice. That's hard to argue against that.
Stupid good.
Yeah, you're right.
And that sets
You're right.
up WrestleMania 13. So it's a toss up between that and the Dude Love one. But like you
Great
said
choice.
in your text, that the Dude Love one is such a sports entertainment match. It's perfect.
Yeah.
So
One of my all-time favorites. It probably in my top 5 of anybody. So I have a special place in my heart for that match. Go listen to those guys.
have mercy.
Ooh, have mercy. And let me shout out one of our fans, one of our listeners. We don't know, we do a lot of our content and interaction on Twitter, but I want to shout out Mark Short on Facebook. He is always there commenting on our Facebook post and giving us some praise and some feedback there. He complimented our Coliseum home video classics episode, and appreciate you, Mark Short, for
buddy.
listening, and I appreciate everybody over there on the Facebook page as well. We appreciate all our listeners. It's so cool to have listeners this far along, 202 episodes, and let's talk about next month, Travis, because we're going to hit our 5-year anniversary of doing the podcast. Can you believe that? August
That is
2017
crazy.
we started this, so August 2022 will be the 5-year anniversary.
That's nuts. I have children younger than this podcast.
Me too.
Well, yeah, of course. Wow.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's weird to think about. That's crazy. And yeah, as well, our August one will drop, we will have just gotten back from the SummerSlam.
Yeah, we will probably record it before SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But yeah, you and I, we will get to see each other in person at the SummerSlam. Have no idea what the card's going to be at this point. Well, sure, it'll be a blast.
It'll be fun.
If any of you Talking Taker listeners are going to be in Nashville for the SummerSlam, hit us up. We'll try to meet up, outside the arena or at the popcorn stand or something, shake hands, take a picture or something like that. I'm sure we'll be wearing some Talking Taker merch. So look for the 1 or the 2 out of 75,000 people that are wearing Taker Easy shirts.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be easy to find. But no, for sure. Let us know if you're in Nashville, if you're also going to SummerSlam. I'm looking forward to it, buddy. But
Oh, man.
5-year anniversary, I've got an idea. We'll talk about it off air. But I'm not married to it. So if any of you listeners have a great idea, something special, something fun that we could do for our 5-year anniversary. We enjoy doing watch-alongs, but I don't want to do a watch-along. I like to do something a little bit different for a 5-year anniversary, kind of more unique, more special. So feel free to shoot us some ideas on social media. But I got one idea, and of course we'll let you know about it ahead of time once we lock it in as to what we're going to do for our 5-year anniversary. But please give us more ideas. We've got some loose plans for certain months' episodes to hit some anniversaries, but some are wide open. And, we'll keep this podcast going as long as we can. As long as we can dig up more Deadman content. There's still quite a few avenues that we could explore for his career, and it's still fun for us to gather here once a month. So please continue to be a part of this creature community, and we'll keep rolling on to the last ride, whenever that might be.
That's right, man. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate all your feedback and all your, just listening to all of our podcasts. Can't believe it's been 202 episodes. That's nuts to me. But anyway, what we could do? Go back and re-record the old ones with video. I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding.
Let's do it.
That's so
Let's
much.
Go.
Anyway,
now, are we gonna we'll play them and try to match the audio?
Yeah, like Japanese
lip sync
overdub. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, it would just be great. So, no, I'm just kidding. That's an idea. No, but thank you guys so much for the support, and we will see you next month. Stay cool out there. It's very hot where I am.
Goodness.
I know.
It's an inferno match every day.
Maybe we'll do ECW Heat Wave because I'm feeling it right now. But yeah, inferno match, exactly. But y'all stay cool out there, stay safe, and most importantly, above all, take her easy.